I want to write a VI where if I run it, it should run continuously. And for that, what do we need? So for running it continuously, we know we have loops in hand. We use loops where we want some particular operation to run iteratively. Okay, so let me go to the first loop. So picking for loop, or let me have while loop first. Okay, so I have taken this while loop, and we know while loop must have a abort condition. So for that, here is this stop button, and this stop button you can see loop condition. So you have to write something, and what do you need to write? I am right clicking on it, and you see, so coming down here, it says stop if true. So currently it is in the condition, if there is anything true, it will stop. You can tick continue if true. You see the icon is also changing. You can come back to stop if true. Okay, so the condition here, you can see one input is blinking here. So there you can define based on the its current operation. So its current operation is set to stop if true. Let me have a control. So what do I need here? Numeric or Boolean? Since this is asking me stop if true, so that is a decision operation. Okay, so for that I need Boolean, and on the same time you should notice that this is green. Let me zoom it. For example, here you see it is orange colored, here it is green colored. So these green color also resemble Boolean operations, so that you will also notice some times later as soon as you start working with LabVIEW. I want to make the size bigger. I am making it. Okay, Boolean. So I have created this control. If I double click on it, it will automatically highlight the respective node here. So I am connecting it here. Okay, now if I run it, my while loop is ready. Some iteration, so you will get number of iteration from here. It says loop iteration. So this is an output. You are not going to control it in this case. So it is giving you iteration as an outcome and taking the condition where it should stop as an input. So I have this Boolean button here. Now I am running it. So see, I am not continuously running it, but it is in constant run mode. I can control my outcome by controlling my input. And then once I want to finish it up, I will just click here. So I have stopped it. Okay, there are some operation which you can do. So just to demonstrate, you can go to properties and you can see the operation here. You have several operations: switch when pressed, switch when released, switch until released. So these operations you will do as per your requirement on a particular project or on a particular exercise. So this is how we are working with while loop. And now if I want to change this while loop with for loop, so this time we are taking for loop. Again, how you picked it? Right click, programming. The first thing is structures. In structures, there is for loop. I just left clicked here. Left, once you drop it, just left click on the block diagram. It will be like this. Or if you want to, or you can simply double click on the block diagram and drag it. So the size you want, you can have here. Okay, so this is how I place a for loop. Similarly, I placed while loop here. Now let me do something. What I want a blinking button, for example. Okay, this is just a random exercise, a very simple exercise, I would say. So I have taken an LED somewhere. So this is my LED, and what I want to blink it at some rate. Okay, for that, what do I need? What do I need? I need to program, I need to write a function which will control this LED so that it blinks at an interval. Okay, for that what I can do, let us do it like for every iteration it will just glow, and for the other iteration it will just go off. Okay, so what do I need? I take a numeric operation where I take this particular iteration, and since we know iteration will keeps on increasing one by one, divide your iteration by 2. So you on a particular input or output, you can also right click and create constant or control or indicator. Since it is taking as input, we can define and control. Okay, you get it? You can also change this control to a constant. In that case, you can simply right click and create constant. Let me connect it. Okay, so mean you want to divide your iteration by 2. Let me compare it. For that I will go to this comparison thing. So this outcomes, okay, I will compare it. Again I am creating a constant. I will compare it whether it is 0 or not. So since I am dividing it by 2, every alternate number will be equal to 0. The remainder will be 0, and this is how I connect it to Boolean. Okay, now I want to run it, but you see this run is broken. You can either run it from the front panel or from the block diagram, and you can notice that the run icon is broken. So this, once you click here, it will list you the errors, and the error is for loop n is not wired, and there are, let me zoom it, for loop n is not wired and there are no indexing inputs. Okay, so for that, in any for loop, the way you indicated a condition in while loop for the operation to abort, you have to define number of iterations in for loop. So again, you can create a control or a constant if you want to run it for a constant number of iterations. I am taking it as a control here. Okay, I write, for example, 100 iterations and I run it. Did you notice anything? No, because this speed of operation is so fast that you couldn't see the blinking of this particular LED. And for that, what we should do, let us do something by which every iteration should take some time. Okay, for that I am going to timer here, and this is wait. So I am adding this wait and finding it here. Instead, you know the name of something. For example, I know wait, but I don't know where it is. So there is this search. In this palette, you can just click on search. You can type wait. As soon as you type, it will automatically show you several options, related options. So I'm picking this wait. I know it is wait millisecond. I picked it. So you get to the same icon again. I am picking it, placing it here, and now let me pause it for half a second. Since it is in milliseconds, how do I know that it is in milliseconds? So as soon as you hover on something, I am hovering on this particular icon, you can press Ctrl H. So this is how you will get some help also, and you can see the input is milliseconds to wait. Okay, you have some detailed help also. Once you click here, the LabVIEW will guide you to the detailed page where it has a proper documentary, and it will tell you about each and every icon, how it functions, what are the parameters, how you should define them, and for most of the cases you will get some examples also. Okay, so our timer is ready, by the way, and now let us rerun it. So for every iteration, it will wait for half a second. You see, for 500 millisecond it is on, for another 500 millisecond it is off, which is defined by this wait period here. It was also happening earlier, but it was so fast that we couldn't notice. So this is our another exercise with for loop.